Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to review a viewer's program design. This program design comes to us from Frank Cuccia. I don't know how to pronounce anybody's names, guys. Frank is a martial artist who lives in Michigan. He does BJJ and judo a lot. He also instructs. This is his program design. I'm gonna tell you ahead of time, I really like this idea because this idea works out a lot with a shifting athletic schedule. In his idea, this is gonna break down into two sections of 4, which are slightly different. Clean and press heavy, swing light, kettlebell clean, and lunge complex heavy. I like this a lot for martial artists who have to get up and down off the ground. Then we start flipping with our heavy light cycle. Clean and press light, swing heavy. Day 4, snatch, kettlebell box squat. Big, a little, heavy light flipping with each other. Turkish get down. Our Turkish get down is program B, and then our snatch is program C. And then we start a new set of 4. Clean and press heavy, swing light. Turkish get down, opposite the light is now heavy. Clean lunge complex light, opposite from up here. Kettlebell time under tension, instead of clean and press light, 2-hand swing heavy. So one thing has been maintained here. So I assume this kettlebell time under tension is based on long cycle, single arm, which is a clean and jerk. And then here we are, snatch, kettlebell box squat. So we have A, B, A, C, A, B, A hybrid, and C. This is a fun program design. So what's going on here is Frank has to go to a martial arts gym. He's on the mats doing BJJ and judo. I'm personally a giant fan of judo leading into BJJ, which not a lot of people do, so we're constantly talking about this stuff. Frank is on the mats at least twice a week rolling BJJ, which is a form of wrestling, and doing judo. I'm not quite sure what his schedule is, but it shifts all the time based on the time that he has available to get to the dojo, which is very cool, very realistic. Most people don't have a perfect set schedule Monday to Friday that they repeat all the time. Things come in and come out of the program, which is how it really works. So he's shoots for 2 days a week, but he probably gets more. The times of those classes change. The amount of intensity in those classes constantly change. So that's a variable that's always changing in this equation. The idea here is that he is going to roll through these in order. There are 8 workouts in order here, and if he misses a day, he just goes to the next one in line. If he misses a day or 2 days or does long sessions at the gym, he goes to the next one in line. So he creates a big checklist of workouts, and then each one of these will have its own recorded data. His clean and press heavy, his clean and press light. The light day on your clean and press should have a greater total amount of work than your heavy day. That's kind of the only rule that really needs to happen here based on the weights that he has available. Same thing is true with our heavy light for the swing. The heavy day should have a lower total amount of work than the light day. So the light day either has more reps or more sets, depending on how it's going, but the heavy day is less total work than the light day. Turkish get down. Turkish get down is like our Turkish get up, but we start from the top, we get down and we get up so that we do our hand change from standing up. This allows us to never put the weight down during this series. I don't know what math he has going on here, but I assume we have a heavy day, we have a light day in our 2 different cycles. So I assume that he's doing the correct thing, which is heavy day, a lower total overall work capacity than the light day. The kettlebell clean and lunge complex, I don't have any data on this, but I assume that this layout here comes from the stuff that we put up last year where we were talking about cleans into lunges and cleans into squats and all the different variations of those. This is a fantastic one for people who do martial arts and get up and down off the ground a lot. By holding the kettlebell in rack position, you force good spinal alignment and you learn to drive up correctly or in a better biomechanical way with the kettlebell. Also the cross load, there's ipsilateral and contralateral in here. And then I want to know if he's leading this into a shin box series or a Cossack squat series. I'll have to ask him about that, but this was cool in and of itself. Heavy and light. So We are always rolling with a heavy light program. We have clean and press in there. We have swings in there. Our two most important and fundamental things are Turkish get down, working on get ups. Anybody who does BJJ should definitely be doing that. Kettlebell clean and lunge. Also helping you focus on your repeated form of getting up over and over and over again, loading those glutes and abs. There is no way out of this one for abs. That one's always going to be hard. Here we have snatch, working on that technique, and our kettlebell box squat, probably working on lowering our depth of our squat, picking up our feet, rocking back up for all core contraction. For somebody who does BJJ and judo, this is a really good program. And then there are these two floaters in here, which we haven't talked about yet. 2 sandbag workouts a week. They go wherever they go. There's a ground to shoulder, and then there is a bear crawl drag. I don't have any data on this, but I assume our ground to shoulder probably fits inside of 10 minutes and probably follows a metronome. We made a video about that training idea last year. I think we called it our Farm Boy Strength Program. And then bear crawl drag. I don't know what he's doing for this, but just based on no data and no weights at all, this is a fantastic program design for somebody who's building monstrous work capacity and cross-body stabilization and hip snap, all for martial arts. Also, he said that there was single arm club in here 2 days a week. So you can see there's a lot of stuff getting shoved into every single week. And it's a complete chaos program design. The sandbag and the single arm club lie outside of this continuum. This is the layout just for the kettlebells. It runs in order. If you miss a day, you just keep going and you move on. Every time you get to the next day, you look at your previous heavy or your light and you move through that progression. This is pretty cool. I would like to see how long he's dedicating to cool down activity, because this is a lot of work, also combined with BJJ and judo. And then I would like to know how he's feeding his body during this, because there's a lot of activity here. So nutrition is going to become more and more important the longer this goes on. The 2 times a week single arm club fitting in anywhere also runs on its own progression. For martial artists, single arm club is one of the best things that we can do, other than 2-hand club, because you're building that symmetrical rotation on either side of your body, rotating left and right equally, and having an equal amount of strength on both sides. So I think of this as an extremely good general physical preparedness program. Because he is practicing BJJ and judo every week, he is filling in his sport-specific training. So he's doing the bottom of the pyramid, general physical preparedness, with all of this training to work on his work capacity and the symmetry of his movements. His activity-specific preparedness, I don't see anything in here for now, but this doesn't really need to exist for somebody who's at the level of martial arts that he is. And then we have our sport-specific preparedness, which is actually his mat time, technique time, and teaching time. And all of that builds up to our mental, emotional preparedness. Our ability to actually use our sport skills when we need to under sports levels of stress. Our general physical preparedness, all of this stuff is the base of the pyramid, which allows him to have sport-specific preparedness. That activity-specific preparedness would be different types of stepping drills with kettlebells or clubs. For the most part, he can probably skip that for now, or he can put that in a different phase later. This program can run this way almost forever, because it's building in its own type of muscle confusion. There is no set schedule. There's a checklist of workouts moving on forever that are going to constantly improve his general physical preparedness, and then he's going to integrate that immediately into the sport. So Frank, super fun program design. I really like this chaos schedule, as I would call this. There's not chaos wrapped inside of chaos. This is how I would have people train for movies or other things like that, where the schedule is constantly shifting and is in absolutely no way predictable.